Welcome to the North Shore Community Association's podcast of July 20th, 2023. Good day and welcome to our podcast. Today we will present an interview with Mathieu Pineault from Croisières Baie-Comeau discussing the need for English-speaking tour guides in this important industry. Then we will cover community events and services on the North Shore of Quebec.
I'd like to welcome Mathieu Pineault of Croisières Baie-Comeau. So to start, I was wondering if you could just tell me a little bit about Croisières Baie-Comeau and your involvement with them.
So I'm that's a big title, but I'm CEO of Baie-Comeau Cruises. I work for the city, and Baie-Comeau Cruises came back to the city a year and a half ago. So yes, I'm more the administrative part, but I also work on the operation with someone else in Baie-Comeau. She's called Rebecca. And so the Baie-Comeau, the international cruises in Baie-Comeau is dating from like 2006, around this time. Like his name was Christian, I think, and he works in this mandate to just help us join the Saint Laurent cruises. There's 9 port of call, so we were integrated in Baie-Comeau cruises at this time. And at the beginning, it was like really slow. Like it's hard to just convince cruise lines to come to your port if they don't know about you, don't know if you can offer a lot of attraction, if you have a lot of availabilities with buses and all this stuff. So we had like 1 or 2 during the first 5 or 6, 7 years. And by 2010, 11, there was an administration that makes a lot of work in the promotion and in the sales. And we had around like 10 or 12 cruises a year. And right now, this year, we had 17, 1 cancellation, but we have 16. So we're more around like 17 and 20. So that's the average for Baie-Comeau.
Do you find that like having this cruise port in your town, is that like a big tourist attraction for you? Does that bring in a lot more tourists?
Like last year, we had around 10,000 passengers, so 10,000 tourists. It's like a one-day tourist because it's not an overnight. They sleep on the ship. They eat on the ship too. But they discover Baie-Comeau during a day. So that's pretty cool. And on the north coast of Quebec, where we live, it's kind of hard to just bring tourists in our region because like you have do a lot of road. If you came from Quebec or Montreal, from Quebec, it's 5-hour road, not an easy road too, the 138 road. We also and it's 8 hours from Montreal. So what is strange is that we have like international cruises that discover people from around the world that discover Baie-Comeau, and we try. It's kind of we kind of have a rhythm right now, but a lot of people from Quebec, the province, they don't know about like Baie-Comeau and the North Coast. So that's kind of strange, but yeah, it's another way to just bring tourism here.
If people from Quebec like came to Baie-Comeau, what do you think that they would experience there for the first time that like they may not experience in other parts of the province?
You have a kind of freedom here, in a way that we have a couple of attraction. We have at Nordic, and it's more outdoor. Mm-hmm. We have outdoors activity. We have sea excursion. We also have like some business are emerging. A farmhouse in Pointe-Lebel that doing it's ASCAP. And it's emerging, and and they made some visit for the passenger tourists. So it became to be a little bit more variety. But I think it's most like a road trip and the freedom when you came here. You have so much place to visit, and it costs nothing, and it's beautiful, and it's a little bit like unknown sometimes. So I think it's part of the charm, yeah.
So I also heard that you are looking to recruit like English tour guides for the Croisières as well. What has the recruitment process kind of been like so far, and what are the challenges you're running into with that?
What is interesting right now, it's one of our strengths, actually, that we have like around 8 or 10 guides that are around maybe average of 65 years old. Some of them are older, but I mean, they were born in Baie-Comeau. They have an history in them of Baie-Comeau, and they are English is their first language. So it's pretty easy because sometimes in French portion of Quebec, the cruise line told us, okay, the English is okay, but not always perfect. It's okay. People loved it, but we have a lot of good English speaking guides here in Baie-Comeau, but that they have a lot of history and personal stories about Baie-Comeau and about them, and people love that. I mean, they crave about it. So right now, it's good, but they are older. They are older, and they only work a part of the year. I think they all love this little job, if I may say, but but we have to think about the future and new people that going to replace them because we're going to need them, and sometimes during some part of the September and October, it's the big season there. We have a lot of cruise ship, like 2 or 3 in the same week. Sometimes it's tired. They became tired, so we have to have some new people. And for your question, I mean, yeah, English speaking is the first part, the first thing. And if they are born in Baie-Comeau, it's better too because it's easier to just talk about the story and all the stuff that they can bring as a guide.
And how can people kind of get involved if they hear about it and they would love to be a part of like the tour guide and about the tourist attractions here?
They can just call us, and sometimes they can speak to other guides too, to just know about it. And sometimes what we are doing, we have a training about what to say, what to know about, and how to say it, how to describe it, and have a story around it in Baie-Comeau. But sometimes we just we group them with an actual guide, so they know about a couple of times. They know how it's working, how to just bring a good story at a good time, what to expect from tourists, because sometimes tourists, they are in holidays, but they are they ask a lot, so that's the way to just help them.
Mm-hmm. And these tour guides are more for like day trips throughout all of Baie-Comeau and like seeing the different attractions. Is that kind of what the job is?
Yeah, like the cruise line just arrived at the port, and we are responsible of the welcoming of them. So when they just go out of the ship, they go on a bus with a guide. If they have like 15, 10 or 20 minutes of bus to go to the attraction, like the guide is there with them to just tell them some stories, ask them questions, speak about Baie-Comeau, and they join them in all along of their attractions. So that's the plus of the buy on the ship. So that's the thing. So on every attraction, they have a guide with them.
That was pretty much everything I wanted to ask you about it today. But if there's anything else
Right.
that you want to include that you think people need to know about it, I'd love to offer you to say that now, and I'll make sure to include that.
I mean, even if you're in Canada, sometimes we have Canadian tourists. I think it's emerging the tourists more on the north part of in fact of Canada, New England, and all this. Sometimes you think about the sun and then more in the south for the cruise, but it's kind of popular for a couple of years. So feel free to just visit Baie-Comeau by car or by ship. We'll happy to welcome you.
Amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, Karen.
Save the date for NSCA's annual general meeting being held in Sept-Îles on September 23rd, 2023 at 11 a.m. Venue to be determined, so stay tuned. Fun, fun, fun! There are so many things to do in the North Shore region this summer. Here are some of the events that are coming up. From August 1st to August 6th in Sept-Îles is the 39th edition of Innu Nikamu, which means he sings in Innu. It is one of the biggest indigenous music festivals on the continent. Over 6 days, artists from different nations take to the festival stage to perform in different musical styles. Through the festival, the community of Wasat Mak Manyutanam seeks to maintain the tradition of summer gatherings and build bridges between nations. Come share in the heritage and culture of the First Peoples. From August 3rd to 5th, Baie-Comeau invites you to explore the fascinating world of beer during the Côte-Nord Beer Festival. Come and savor Quebec craft brewery products and enjoy musical performances in a warm and lively atmosphere. See their website for the full schedule. From August 10th to the 13th, the Inukadi Storytelling Festival is a major international cultural event. The festival attracts well-known storytellers with tales to tell, and Innu who are inspired by myths and legends from their own oral tradition. Drink in their words, songs, and music. The drum, violin, guitar, and accordion are all part of this village's history. See their website for the schedule of events. There are only good and beautiful things to come for the 2023 edition of the Côte-Nord's Barbecue Cook-Off. We will be waiting for you on August 10th, 11th, and 12th at the Innu Cultural Site of Wasat in Sept-Îles. The site is located by the sea and offers buildings suitable for barbecue cooking and smoking. Fans of good food will find what they're looking for. Music lovers will not be left out either, since they're preparing 3 evenings that you won't want to miss. Add to that the presence of Bob le Chef and Alex Turcotte to give you free barbecue training and help you improve your culinary skills. The biggest amateur barbecue competition on the North Shore will take place on Saturday, August 11th. Add to that the restaurants, microbreweries, distilleries, and merchants, and you won't want to leave the site for the whole weekend. Check their website for more information. If you're interested in learning about the history of the North Shore, then look no further than the Société Historique de la Côte-Nord in Baie-Comeau. They offer a variety of events to promote North Shore heritage to regional, provincial, national, and international audiences. Their current exhibition is called Sea and Salt Water and is offered both in English and in French. Check out their website for more information on the exhibit. Come visit the past at the Porte-Cartier Interpretation Center. This unique panoramic exhibition showcases more than 100 years of local and regional history, from Shelter Bay to Port-Cartier through Fermont and the former town of Gagnon. Accompanied by experienced guides, learn all about this part of Quebec. While in Port-Cartier, join in the fun at the Port-Cartier Citizens Festival on July 22nd.
Would like to thank our sponsor for this podcast, the Secrétariat aux relations avec les Québécois d'expression anglaise.